Hey everybody, so today I thought I'd do a home smoke alarm search. Let's see, do I have that one filter still set? Okay, good, I do. So, I have been kind of bummed, like, the, past few days. I mean, yesterday and today have been a lot better. Let me tell you, being at the program I'm attending, it can be stressful. I mean, very stressful. Oh, one of these really old lights. My Nana used to have these. Those are a pain in the glass, if you ask me. So, Sunday, the smoke alarms woke me up. So my smoke alarms went off Sunday morning last weekend. So, yeah, I was dreaming about elevators when I just start hearing beeping sounds and it scared me. I thought it may be one of the ones on my wall, but then I saw none of those blinking, but I heard faint smoke alarm sounds like coming from outside my door. Then I realized that the smoke alarms are going off. So I went down to see if anything was wrong, to see what could be causing the alarm. Was it smoke? Was it a fire? What was it? And then I found which one activated. And then once I found it, I pressed the silence hush button. It just said hush mode activated, and then it stopped for a second and then started going off again. So it made me irritated. But then what I do next, once I found that it wasn't shutting up, I went to turn off the breaker because I felt heat coming out of the alarm. I turned off the breaker. I opened the battery compartment and drained the power on it. And then once I drained the power on that specific alarm, they all stopped going off, which was helpful. So then I made a 10 a.m. Lowe's trip. Well, 7 a.m. they had started going off for about maybe 5 to 6 seconds. I thought it may be a power surge. But then once they started going off again, but I thought it may be one of the ones on my wall that activated, but nope. Turned out to be a different issue. And I noticed not all of them were interconnecting. The one in my room still was. At least at the time it was. And then, so at 7 a.m. I got up to do my morning routine. I usually get up at about 7:30 or 8. Or 7 even. So it was technically my alarm clock. And then I just tried to snooze it and it wouldn't snooze. And I guess that's a good way to phrase it. Then after I found which one activated, I turned off the breaker, opened the battery drawer. I went to Lowe's. And then decided to get an SC9120B, which I see really commonly on other smoke alarm collectors' videos. So, went to Lowe's, got it, and then I decided, since the KNCOPE IC was about 5 years old, I decided to go ahead and replace it. So I replaced it, and then I thought, maybe it may be this alarm that's bad. So I experimented with it, and it worked fine on AC power on a cord, and it worked fine on just battery backup. So that left me a little bit more suspicious. So then I replace it. I put up a wire harness that would work with it, because I was trying to interconnect it. I put one of the old harnesses because the new ones, I couldn't really get that little cap thing off, the interconnecting wire. But then, once I put in the new harness, I plugged in the smoke alarm, and then I pulled the battery tab on the alarm, and then put it on the mounting bracket. What ended up happening is when I turned off the breaker, they started going off again about 30 seconds later. And then I noticed when I was going to get apple juice, like, they started going off again. Because I had just come in from turning off the breaker. Since my fridge is right there, my mini fridge, I decided to, or my small fridge, I went and got one of my apple juices I put in there that I got at Sam's Club. And then starts going off on me again. And then the hallway started to smell like burning electricity. So I run to the breaker, and then I turn the breaker off. And then I open the battery compartment, drain the power out of the smoke alarm, and then I removed it, and what do you know? There was smoke in the wire box. And it smelled awful. It really scared me when I saw the smoke. So now that I think about it, that may be the majority of the reason why there's that burn mark next to it. Because it wasn't as big when I tried to do it with a match. It was not nearly as big as it is now. So I decided to cap it off as my safest bet. And then I capped it off, and then it was fine after that. Then I realized that two of the I-12060As had lost AC power. So I removed the wire harnesses and capped the wires off. I found which one was the bad one. And it turned out to be that it was the one in that room that's painted blue that I don't use. So, yeah. Turned out to be it was that one that was bad. So, and I found that the wires were cracking. That's how hot they were getting. And the wire harness, the neutral wire, was turning black. So, yeah. I kept the harness for evidence. It really sucked. Now that I think about it, where is the smoke alarm in this house? Is there not one in the hallway? Come on. Really? That's kind of ridiculous. Oh, one of those old heater things. Saw one of those. I saw one of those in a video of a really creepy abandoned Otis elevator. This was at the St. James Hospital in Butte, Montana. It was the abandoned one that's from the 1800s. That elevator, I would have loved to film. As far as I know, that building's still there. They just restored it and turned it into like a museum, according to research. It's a piece of history saved. But, yeah. So, and then I was thinking over time, I was starting to think that, oh no, is the one in my room gonna start having problems since that one was the bad one in 2013? So I thought, oh, I have a good use of my new tripod I got. So I decided, with my new tripod, I decided to set it up next to my TV and point my camera at the smoke alarm. And then I'd put my step ladder under the smoke alarm, I-12060A. And then I decided to make a video on how to replace a hardwired smoke alarm. I've already uploaded that. So, and then I had enough with Kittas in general. I had enough with using them in like specific areas. So I decided, since I was afraid that the wire harness in my room might become a problem again, I decided to remove it. I decided to replace it. I replaced that smoke alarm, and I decided to put the original one that was originally in this bedroom back up here, since I still have it. I just thought I'd put it back up here because it is really sensitive. And since I have it wired up as single station now, I'm not too concerned about it. It's fine. It got the job done. That's all that matters. And it worked. It worked perfectly. I'm still blown at how fast those react. The 4120Bs. They're some of the most sensitive smoke alarms I know of. Along with my aunt's 1276 and PI and the PI 2010 and PI 9010. So I'm gonna need to ask people at the program I'm attending if they know how to edit videos. I have a buddy who might know. I'll ask them next week because I want to edit like a little compilation thing of like specific era smoke alarms, like 2000s, such as BRK 4120Bs, Firex ADCs, and Kiddo 1276s. So yeah, now that I have this wired up as single station, I think it should work fine. And I've been looking at it closely all day to make sure that it didn't start smelling bad. It hasn't had a single issue. And plus, if it were to start smelling bad, it would probably go off. So yeah, knowing how sensitive they are. But yep. And then in the spare bedroom, since I had left the original harness in that room, I thought I might take down the Kida and put up the one of the 4120Bs. I don't know. I remember the one that used to be in that bedroom. This was, it originally had one that with a dim green LED, but it worked. And I may have put that one, either it's the one on my wall or it's the one in the hallway. I think it's maybe the one that I put in the hallway to cover where the CO5120B used to be. So yeah, it may be that one. I don't know which ones. The only one I know the specific location where it was at originally was the one in my room, because I know that one was the only really yellow one that I had. And I still have it, surprisingly. Or I guess I wouldn't say surprisingly. I just hid these in a drawer for many years. I hid all of these in the drawer. This carbon monoxide alarm, or the CO5120B, I hid in a drawer. And then I hid the 6 that the electrician had left behind. I put them in a drawer. And then they stayed there for many years. And I started collecting around January 2023. So, my smoke alarm collection was small back at the time. So, yeah. I only had about maybe 6 or 7 different models, maybe 5 different models. Then I started going to like all these different Goodwill stores and places like that to find them. That's just because I thought I'd put them out for display. And plus I had a lot of cords behind there, so I wanted to add some extra protection. So I thought I'd get different smoke alarm models to put up here. And then around August of like 2023, the KNCOPE IC went off. I think a piece of dust had gotten in the sensor. But and then I had all these people, all these smoke alarm collectors commented that I had a really rare gem, the CO5120B. I'm just glad I kept it. And I'm keeping it. I'm not selling it. I'm keeping it. Even though it doesn't work, it's definitely worth keeping. It's really only the horn and the AC power that don't work on it. It still goes into alarm when you press the test button. Now, I don't know if it would actually work at a carbon monoxide incident. Who knows, it might. I'm not going to test that, though. I did manage to find CO cans, but I'm sure not getting those. So then in like August 2023, people started commenting, and then once I made a smoke alarm video that everyone had requested me to make, I fell in love with it after I fell in love with smoke alarm content and my alarms once I made a video for the first time because I realized how fun it was to make all this smoke alarm content for you guys. And it seems to get a lot of views. Like, many of it, like, gets about 1K views, which is very surprising. My O-Butter content isn't even as popular, which kind of makes me sad, because I love O-Butters, and I love filming O-Butters, but it doesn't mean I'm going to stop filming O-Butters. I'm going to film O-Butters probably the rest of my life. Doesn't matter. It does not matter how many security guards I get busted by, or how many places I get banned from. I'm still going to film O-Butters. It's not going to ruin my passion for O-Butters and producing all this content for you guys. But I appreciate everyone who puts the likes on the videos and leaves comments. I do love my comments that I get from people, as long as they're positive and not negative. So, yep, who knows that... Who would have thought that I would have actually liked smoke alarms, considering I used to be really scared of them? I did. They used to frighten me a lot. Yeah, it was amazing, the transformation I had with... Oh, okay. I found a P12040 and... What's that? Yeah, it's a nice I-4618, not an F80C. But that looks like a battery-operated model of some sort. Or either that or it just doesn't have AC power. Let's see. Yeah, these are I think these are hardwired. They just don't have power. Is that an F80C or is that an I-4618? Can't tell. It's because the ceiling's white. Okay, here is... Oh, there's a heat detector in here. That's probably on the security system. I'm getting a text. Let me see. Sorry, I had to respond to a text. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting. How I got into smoke alarms and all that I never thought that would be a thing in my life. Loving smoke alarms. But it turns out to be a fun hobby. But it can be a hard hobby. I mean, they're really easy for me to replace. That's because I've had so much training on how to work with electricity. My uncle was the one who trained me. Hold on, give me just a second. But yeah. I mean, some models are really hard to collect. I mean, I really, 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 really want an SC6120B. But I don't think I'll ever find one, to be honest. I've only found like 2 in the home smoke alarm searches. 1 off camera and then 1 on camera. Oh, let me think. So, but yeah. Well, that Firex in that lady's home who I'm scheduled to change it for, it's gonna be a while, guy. It's gonna be a while, just for the heads up. Because she's having to have her yard dug up. It's the process is being delayed. She won't allow anyone over while her pipes are like this. I'd be the same. I wouldn't allow anyone over if my what I call copper stoppers were to take in place. My pipes aren't copper though. But at least not that I know of. I'm not good with plumbing. I'm not a plumbing enthusiast. But it's weird, because, it's interesting. First alert. Well, her yard is having to be dug up. And I'm sure that's going to drive her dogs crazy. So yeah, it's going to be a while until I can get that Firex. So I wanted to give y'all the heads up on that. It's going to be a while. I'm hoping to have that thing by the end of this month or by March. But, we'll see. We'll see. 'Cause I'm sure it'll happen because she's already committed to it. But, who knows? But I'll keep on giving you guys the update as I get. Now, please do not ask me questions about it, because I don't have any answers. If y'all don't mind, save, well, you guys can ask some questions, like, do you know what year it's from? Yeah, it would be from the 80s. You guys can ask some questions, just don't blow me up with questions. From what I know, those are pretty rare. It seems to be that Chicago has all the really good stuff. So, you know what? I may, is this the first home smoke alarm search I've done in February? I would have to see. Oh, wow. This is a neat looking bedroom. Okay, what's this? Is that SA303 or 9120B? I can't tell. Seems like a townhome sort of thing. I remember, this was a few years ago. I was looking at. I was at Fripp Island because my aunt has a beach house there, and I wasn't staying at the beach house because that house is small, and I have a lot of cousins, so being with my cousins, like, for a long extended period of time can be pretty stressful. I mean, I love them. I love my family, but it's just too much loud sounds without ear protection bothers me. That's why I need ear protection when setting off smoke alarms. Hey, and luckily I have it. I have ear protection I got a few years ago at Cabela's. If you want ear protection, they can easily be found at Cabela's. I love Cabela's because it's like it has all the outdoor gear. For those of y'all who don't know, I have a slight interest in very little interest in camping equipment. Some interest. So, I do like... Oh, wow. That's a first word of some sort. Nice. Hey, I'm glad to find one. Alrighty. First screenshot of the day. I've seen these before, but... Oh, and then there's one of those carbon monoxide alarms. That one may be the original to the house, or no, it was probably added. SA-68. Alright, let's screenshot that. I may have to drop in by Chicago to see if there's any new listings with smoke alarms. Alright, let's see. Another first alert. Let's see, is there anything different about this one? Yo, that has a black test button. I've never seen that. Okay, cool. I like it. Alrighty, so let's see. Okay, let's see what's in this house. We may have more kiddas. Who knows? Wait, is that a kidda? No, that's a first alert. My grandmother now has these. Her electrician did the same thing that I had to do with the few of mine, which is cap off the wires. Okay, another first alert on the wall. Because there used to be ADCs. Firex ADCs were there. I now have 4 of them. They used to be there. Okay, that house was clearly renovated. 1844, geez, that's antique. Okay, yeah, this one's been redone. Mud room? I got one potty humor definition for that. That may be a little bit too much for videos. So, let's see. Ooh, Paw Patrol. I used to love that show when I was a kid. I still like it. It's a good show. It's pretty dog on impressing, if you get my pun. I can't tell what that is. Is that a kidda? Is that a first alert? I can't even tell. Alright, let's see what's in the next house. Did I already check in this one? I don't think I have. Alright, let's see. I remember when I was at Fripp Island a few years ago, I rented this condo that had this really, really, really old smoke alarm in it. I'm not sure if it's still there or not. It was really old. I forget what it was really old looking. It had it had a test button in the middle, and then I don't know how to explain it. It was really old. And I've only seen those in one other place, which was in a different video. I've looked for that video. It may have been taken down. I see we have a KNCO. Oh, wow. Who leaves missing bracket? Who leaves missing smoke alarms like this? I wonder if that SA6080 even is on. If it's not, I would probably enable it if it works. If it were my choice. Pretty neat. Alright, let's see. Is there anything in the bedrooms? Oh. Kiddas. I forget what those are. I forget what they call those. They're smart something. Even though I think they're dumb something. They're not those crappy TrueSense products that have been recalled. I do want a KNCOSM IBA, which is just the combo model of the i4618s. Okay, this one looks old. Let's see. We may have something cool. It looks abandoned. Yeah, look at that. Ceilings are falling apart pretty badly. Seems like Joanna and Chip Gaines need to fix this up. Or is it abandoned? Okay, we have a fire extinguisher. Is that Coleman stuff? Oh, a sewing machine. Let's see, those sewing machines get their point across. Ooh. I gotta get a screenshot of this. This is classic. I remember these from when I was a kid. CRT TVs. I have a couple in my room. I see the breaker panel. Okay, is that a smoke alarm? No, that's a light socket. I don't know why I thought that was a smoke alarm for a second. Seems like this house was abandoned. 'Cause look how rough it is. I could use a makeover. It's antique, what do you expect? Alright, let's see. But we may have an increased chance for something good. Oh, look, there's the doorbell. Ugh. Yuck. That room looks nasty. Look at that, a missing light shade. That's even that's even more. That's even more that's even more nice looking. Oh, what's that? What is this? Yo, what is this? That's extremely rare. I've seen these before, but not very many times. That's interesting. I think this is rare. You guys will have to tell me what this is, because I sure don't know. I'll get that vintage light in the background, because I actually think those are cool. This house seriously needs some help. Let's see if there are any other smoke alarms. I don't think there are in this home. I think there's just the one. Okay, well that was cool. Alright, let's see. This one. Let's see, what's in... Oh, I already looked at this one. That one's been renovated. For once, I found a vintage one. Was this that one was that creepy abandoned one. That looks like it was originally abandoned. I wonder if that smoke alarm... Really? Okay. I'm wondering if that smoke alarm even works. I highly doubt it. Knowing it's been in an abandoned house setting. Okay, let's see. Those swirl ceilings that my uncle used to have. Ooh, a Kidda P12040 and a KNCOPEIC. Decent finds. I like these. I actually like Kidda combination alarms. I just like the voice they have. I'll get these both in one screenshot. And then this one will also have its own. Pittsburgh PA is where we're looking today. So yeah, that swirl ceiling's a classic. I actually like those. I remember my uncle used to have them in his house. Okay, these have got to have replaced something else. I would assume either some of those Unitech ones. I guess it wouldn't be Unitech ones. Oh, wait. Is that an... Okay, they added additional ones. That's good. I like that. I do the same. I would just be curious, though, to see what would have been up here, because these definitely replaced something else. It could have been older Firexes. It could have been Honeywell TC49As. Let's see, we got this historic home. I would love to live in one of these. Ooh. Oh, look at this. Is this a home with a fire alarm system? Or is this like a public building? Oh, you know what? Is this some like... This may be a home with a commercial fire alarm system. Very cool. Seems like they love 4903 9238s or 4903s of some sort. Let's see what's in here. As expected, one of these smoke detectors. Then, let's see. Good thing they don't have smoke detectors in the bathroom because those aren't allowed, if, as far as I know, because of reasons. Is that a household? Oh yeah, it's one of the kiddos. If it were me, I would have wired the household ones to the fire alarm system if it were me. A kiddo that looks like it... Seems like it replaced the light fixture. I don't know why. Ooh, a grandfather clock. I like those grandfather clocks. I have a buddy who likes those. I may send him the screenshot. Simplex T-bar and 4903 of some sort. I wonder if... Would it be the speaker strobes? Where's the control panel? I see we have exit signs. I just wonder... Is this a public building or what is this? If it's not a public building and if it's a residential home, then the only reason why I see a home having this is because of, like, if this is a residential home that originally had residential smoke detectors, then I would think it was a fire alarm enthusiast who had this house that isn't on YouTube. Yep. As you can see, there's Simplex. Let's see, is the main control panel down here? There's a fire extinguisher. A treadmill. Shirts hanging. Yeah, this looks like a residential home with the... Oh, Simplex 4004. I think that's a Simplex 4004. This may be a fire alarm collector. I don't know. One who isn't on YouTube. Yeah, it's a house. So it's like a big home. So it's probably big enough to where it's required to have a fire alarm system. That's what I'm assuming would be the case. Honestly, I like residential smoke alarms better. I just think they're more cool. Plus, they're way easier to collect. That's gonna be renovated. A Spectrord Advance. Or is that a Spectrord? And it is. It is a Spectrord Advance. A First Alert and a Spectrord Advance all in one home. Oh no. That if somebody with epilepsy lives in this home, That's a seizure waiting to happen. Yikes. Spectral alerts, really? You have that in the home? Adaptahorns are even worse. Imagine this with adaptahorns. I'm sure the neighbors would absolutely love that. I3 to our I3 and another 9120B. That 2